I love business, you know what I'm saying? And that's why one of the things when kind of came at me and we're talking about doing this and sitting down and kind of the people you were running with. And even when we talked months ago, I think, you know, like you were talking about those 5 people that you're surrounding yourself with. And I've just been looking to position myself, you know, around guys that are, you know, doing what I want to do, you know what I'm saying, in the future, you know what I'm saying, financially, you know. So.
We really overlook our surroundings. You know, we so easily use them as a crutch, right? We use them as an excuse. We use them as a way to not move out of it, right? We were talking about socioeconomic upbringings, and you know, I grew up, man, my parents were, when I was middle class. When I was high school, broke. Like water to the pot of beans, eating cornbread, tortillas. But you know, at that age in high school, I had my bike and my drum set. Everything else, I didn't really notice.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that hardship my parents went through, other than that one winter. I think I was sophomore in high school. My dad was working 3 jobs. My mom was basically a vegetative state through her manic ups and downs, and weaning herself off of medications. You know, she was healed.
Feel great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop taking that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And it, like, and of course, my mom was volatile. Like, you know, her and dad would get into arguments and dishes would fly, right? That kind of shit. And, you know, if something was in reach, she'd just grab it and whip me with it, beat me with it, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what mom was showing up either.
Yeah.
Every day, right? Was it going to be mom that was going to attack me, or the mom that actually was kind of nice? But that niceness was very few and far between. Love her.
Yeah.
She rest in peace, but it just, she was hard to have as a mom. But through that, I remember wondering for myself, you know, emotional reactions to somebody coming at you like that is you're going to want at least posture mano, right? You at least want to show, hey, you know, you know, so you're going to have that almost kind of like matched response, right? That you can't overtake me. And I remember, I think I was 13, 14. My mom was like 4'10". I think at that time I was maybe 5'5". I'm a good 5'8" on a good day.
Solid.
But she was going to try to give me swats with a belt or a paddle or something, whatever was in reach. And she was going off yelling at me, and she told me to bend over, and I grabbed her wrist and I said, "Don't you effing touch me." And all of a sudden she got scared. Like, all of a sudden she realized she did not have power over me anymore. And of course, then she cried to dad, and I, you know, tried to attack her and all this BS that, you know, being a victimization does, right?
Yeah.
Then you manipulate in that way. But I wondered, often I think I have the same temper as my mom, which scared the shit out of me, because I never wanted to have kids and be made to feel the way that she made me feel, right? But I lived in fear for a long time, because she had 2 big triggers in life. One, when my grandparents split, she was 16. She ended up in a mental hospital for like 6 months, and this was in the 60s when, you know, they were
drilling holes in the side of your head and
weird shit, you know? That was therapy. And then, you know, then she got on the other manic side with the pendulum, and she was hyper-focused and workaholic, and, you know, house was immaculate 24/7, and, you know, just driven. Like, when she left one job, they had to get 5 people to replace her, like, to do her job, like crazy, right? And then dad was a pastor, and then worked on a freight dock at night, right? So I grew up in this very strange childhood, but mom was manic and crazy with me when dad was never there. So he never saw it. And so I grew up just angry, but also in fear that I was going to be like my mom. And I kept waiting for a trigger event in my life to get me to go down that spiral of being manic and ending up like my mom. So I lived in fear for a long time. Cycling was my control mechanism. It was my escape, right? Because I could get on the bike and I could ride as far or fast as I wanted to, and I did. Mom never knew how far I would go away from that house. If she did, she would have taken that bike from me, sawed it in half.
50 miles.
Yeah, you know, it was ridiculous. But again, it was, instead of drugs, that was it for me, right? Healthy outlet, mind you, but still, it was my escape. And it was my first marriage. My first wife left, and then 30 days later, I got laid off from my really great job of being an engineer for a cell phone company. And my life, the rug just got yanked, right? And I was like, high ego, like, look what I've created, down to, oh shit, what am I gonna do? And when I was a sophomore in high school, my parents couldn't afford to pay some of the bills. They turned our gas off, so we didn't have hot water. We got 2 ear infections. I remember this. And I just remember going, is life ever going to be better than this? I lived in Marshall, Texas, little bitty tiny town, right? Yeah. You're either white collar or you're working for that white collar, right? And life just kind of went sideways. Things weren't working out. And I just kept coming to this place going, this is not the life I want. But there has to be something more, right? But I lived in fear. So I kept operating from a position of defense, which was limited because we don't think clearly on the defense. We're short term. We want to mitigate pain to get rid of it right now. We're not thinking long term, right? Which is drugs, alcohol, whatever addiction. It's a short term, some call it a Band-Aid, right? And my uncle, I think it was at the holidays, and I was kind of, he goes, man, I don't know how you've ended up so positive, so great through all this stuff in your life. And I'm thinking, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like I told him, I said, I'm honestly afraid I'm going to be like my mom. And I'd come through a lot, right? At that age, 26, 27. And he said, honestly, MD, if you had those tendencies, it would have already have happened. That was my moment. Because I realized, wow, I've been living in such fear for so long. I wasn't realizing what I was coming through. I didn't realize what I was actually capable of in lieu of all the things, all the struggles, all the pains, all the hurts, all the abuse, all of that. Had I had those tendencies, they would have already have surfaced.
Yeah.
I need to quit worrying about what I think is there and focus on who I actually am as a result of it. That's when it changed for me.
Yeah.
Not completely. I didn't have my true epiphany until 47 now, late 30s, right? When it kind of hit. You know, my patterns in my life, outcomes were based on my decisions. I was the common thread.
Yeah.
Right?
I decide, baby.
Yeah. And that, for you, like you're facing people every day trying to get them back on track. And I've seen how you are with the guys that you pick up.
Yeah.
Right? You're very almost therapeutic with them. Almost like let's bro out before we have to go back in.
Respect you, man. You respect me. I respect you.
Now, you have an interesting association with Dog the Bounty Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we all know him from his TV show and how him and Beth were with kind of having a consult, getting him a burger, having a cigarette, having a little, heart to heart, right? After the chase of when like he's cussing people out, like I'm gonna find this MFer and like the hunt.
Yeah.
When the hunt's over,
it's over.
Now it's the human part of like this massive level of compassion.
Yeah.
And you really operate with that too.
Yeah. I never modeled that. I'd never watched Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like that to me was always kind of like, that's not how it is, blah, blah, blah. But I'd always, that's how it was with my clients too. When they missed court, it was game on. And then when I found them, like it wasn't like I always tell people like I won, but like it was over, Like whether it was 1 day, 1 week, 6 months, whatever, whenever I got them, it's done, And if you're cool, we're gonna get your shoes, hug the kid, kiss the wife, have a cigarette, you're gonna come out, you're gonna be cuffed immediately behind your back until everything's assessed. But if everything's good and you've been respectful and everybody's respectful around the house and my team's safe, then we might bring the cuffs around front, let you kind of smoke and lace your shoes up and we'll head on out. But, it's always about safety, but yeah, I did all Dog and Beth's 3rd season of their show, Dog and Beth on the Hunt. I filmed their whole show with them in Texas. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, third season of Dog and Beth on the Hunt. So there was Dog the Bounty Hunter, and then with A&E, and he lost that contract, and then he went over to CMT, and then Dog and Beth on the Hunt. So I did that last season. It was the last seasons of their show, but then when Beth got sick with cancer, I can't remember who picked up like one season, and I think I might have picked back up with them again for a 2nd season or whatever they're doing since Beth's passed. But I'm still friends with Leland. Dog's son, and we're good buddies. He's probably gonna come out and do the grand opening for my new bond office in Montgomery County.
Yeah. So it makes me.
I did rise that top in that area. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I've kind of gone to the pinnacle in that that arena, I guess, you know, being on TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, I've always believed in marketing to be the most effective. You have to market like a drug dealer and sell like a stripper.
Hey.
I mean, really, when you think about marketing as a business, in social change, guerrilla marketing, right? Opportunities, right? There's no gatekeeper. You can scale attention globally in the matter of 24 hours, right? Use the right hashtag, have the right association, you're off the charts. Yeah. But then you got to maintain it, right? I think we see on Shark Tank, you know, we had this one post and went viral, and then they're like, okay, but then what?
Yeah.
Right? How do you maintain that momentum? But you know firsthand, you know, as a dealer, you don't want somebody coming out of your territory. You're not going to let somebody come and sell to your customer base.
Yeah.
But there's this loss of intensity in marketing where you just think, I'm just going to get a piece of my pie. No, I want to own that pie.
Yeah.
I want the bakery, right?
Yeah.
And then I want the suppliers.
Yeah.
And then when you sell, look, in the strip club, those guys, I mean, come on, it's all, you know,
A couple times.
Yeah. They work. They want more money. So what do? They build a relationship. They appeal to you. They listen. It's fake because they just want to make a couple of Hondos for the night.
A couple blues.
But they're all about upsell. All about the upsell. But they do it in a way that you just want to give them your entire wallet. Right? And then you got to go home and look at how many ATM receipts that game, because the ATM's in the front lobby. You know what I mean? But when you look at marketing and sales in that respect, it changes the whole level of intensity and focus. Right? So with you now with social media, because you're now breaking off, because you've had your one bail bonds place in downtown Houston, you're now breaking away from the bail bonds you've had up here in Montgomery County that's with some family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, one family member and their business partner, yeah.
So now starting your own individual siloed business. Yeah. How's that going? Because family dynamic is rough, man.
It's bad, man, because, you know, the business partner is my dad, you know what I'm saying? And it's, I mean, like, you know, my dad's always been an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? And that's been like, you know, it's just, it's sad. One that, you know, I was told for years to kind of stay in my lane. That's all going to be yours one day. You know what I'm saying? And kind of fast forward when that time came.
Did he do bounty too?
No, just bail side. You know what I'm saying? He's done some pickups, but when it come time, you know, I kind of approached him like, hey, the other business partner, here's his package. I got it all boxed up. Here's what we're going to do. And he was kind of like, I think I'm going to go with him as my partner. And I was like, I mean, like literally my world just like shattered, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my dad, you know what I'm saying? Like 18 years of being like, just stay in your lane.
Why do you do that?
Don't go up or down or, I mean, dude, I think, you know, I mean, my hands aren't the cleanest in the partnership, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I have dirt on my hands just like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, and on the front side of that partnership in 18 years, I was under the influence of drugs and alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Which kind of set a bad setup for my business partner that I'm kind of equally yoked with in the company, because he was working hard and I was just kind of showing up twice a week.
The one that I met?
Patrick, was his name, Okay. So there were a couple years on the front side, and I put a good solid 10 plus in the middle. Yeah. And then this last 3 years or so, I've been focused on other businesses. You know what I'm saying? I've been working half, you know what I'm saying? Like put in my 10, 20 hours, you know, at bail, and then I'm doing dogs, and I'm, you know, trying to sell, you know, ammunition deals, and you know what I'm saying?
It's a good time for that.
Yeah, nitrile gloves, and I'm like getting all these different commodities. And so like these guys, you know, my old man and my business partner are like, well, this dude's not serious, you know what I'm saying? Even though like I've gone into some of these discussions with just like my mane was like shining and I'm chest puffed out, like I've just built this whole company, but I've been right sized, you know what I'm saying, the last couple of meetings with my wife sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Like leaving that meeting and her kind of lacing me up a little bit, like, well, you know, you did do this and this and that, and kind of gave me the full picture of my place, you know, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shining in this deal. But anyway, so I think that, you know, sometimes I've just been held in that, even though I've been sober for all these years, I think that maybe my old man just doesn't know, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm coming or going, or if I'm going to be on to the next shiny business opportunity or what it is. I think he feels comfortable with the other partner. You know it hurts, bro. It's sad because I mean, like, I'm trying to form TWC IDs and EINs and get with the CPA about, hey, should I do an S corp or an LLC?
Business of bail.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, a management company over that. And I'm like, I just didn't focus on any of that.
You can relate.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just, you know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't, we all had our roles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bail Management Incorporated, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of did, you know, the face of the company and chased bad guys and did the money and stuff. And these guys all did their thing. But so now I'm like, oh, I don't need you. You know, I'm out of here, buy me out, you know? And then I'm like, I get over here and I'm like, holy shit, these guys were doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so I'm kind of having this birth by fire over here, learning how to structure this company that I'm trying to start. And I don't have my dad there. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, hey, Dad, what do you do in this situation? Because we're like competitors now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to compete in the same market. So it's kind of tough, bro.
Because you guys have been at this together for what, 18 years, you said?
I mean, yeah, I've been involved with the company for 18 years, yeah. Yep.
I mean, have you guys always been able to keep work and family separate?
We haven't. And that was kind of how I approached him when I wanted to go out on my own.
Was he hurt that you wanted to go out on your own?
I think so. I think so. I mean, I've heard people a couple of different views of what people think's going on, but I mean, I sat down with him. I was like, "Hey, here's the deal." I was like, "When I leave this conversation, I'm gonna have one of two things. I'm gonna have my dad, or I'm gonna have a business partner." And that kind of framed it up to where it was like, I don't know what he's, oh, I'd rather have you as a business partner, son. Sorry, But to me, I was like, I'd rather this next 5, 10, 20 years, however long you live, you're 68, 69 years old. I mean, I'd rather have my old man. You know what I'm saying? I've been your business partner. I've been working for you in some type of capacity for 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but yet he's still staying in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still in bail. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be opening an office in his county. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to position myself where I'm selling my shares of the company back to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get top dollar. You know what I'm saying? But my old man's like, hey, I'm 70, bro. Like I need to live. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of my income. I'm like, well, it's just tough. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we're going back and forth. And then, like I told you, I'm doing silly shit.